Hello, everybody. This is C Hot Top from Bellingham, Washington. It's just a beautiful summer here. The sun is still out. The weather's still warm. I say that because it's going to go away sooner than later. So wherever you're at and from all around the world, we welcome you. We're glad that you're here. I believe that we're here because we're supposed to be here. It's meant for us all to get together here. It's destiny. We're all syncing up. And it's just the way that we're going to go into the future together, I hope. I believe what brought us here is wanting to learn and practice and teach more to as many people as we can touch more about health, right? Without your health, you have no wealth. Your health is your wealth. It truly is. No matter how much money we can have in the world, if our health is, taking control over our life and taking our life, no amount of money sometimes can help it. So it's really important for myself and so many of my friends and family to practice proactively and to practice preventative healthcare. And I have to honestly say, I haven't done that, naturally until I got introduced to this project that we're going to be talking about tonight. So for 15 years, no, excuse me, 16 years now, I can proudly say I have been practicing this preventative, proactive fitness, healthy lifestyle, and I absolutely am so grateful for it. And because I get to pass it down to my kids, my wife, my intermediate family is for sure, but then my friends from like you guys here and from around the world, and it hasn't stopped. It'll never stop. I promise you. I won't stop doing this. It's just too much fun, and the benefits that we're seeing from folks, the reactions that we're getting, just the aha moments that we're getting from everybody from just practicing what we're going to share with you tonight. What are we going to share with you tonight? Well, it's, in my opinion, one of the most effective, easiest form of health care to yourself, personal health. It starts with you before you can start helping other people. And that's how so many of us here started with this knowledge, learning about it for ourselves. A few of us learned it for somebody else, somebody we cared about more than sometimes we care about ourselves. So that's how a lot of us started this. You're going to meet one of my really dear friends for about 11 years now. I've been saying 12 or 10, but nah, I think she's add on a couple more years with our Enagic family here and the Enagic lifestyle, Kangen lifestyle. Jodie Kraemer is going to talk about the science. She's going to talk about, the in-depth research and studies, the uses of the Kangen water, and why it hasn't been heard out there, and how it's affected herself and the people that she's touched. She believes in it so much, folks. She invested in a water store, well, basically a retail store. If you're a business owner out there, you know what it means to invest in a storefront, operation, the time commitment, the financial commitment, their sacrifices, but they're sacrifices for love, they're sacrifices for health, for something better. That's what she's done with the retail store, with also having her, other career. So she's doing both because she's that good. Here's that superwoman that I'm talking about, that Wonder Woman, Jodie Kraemer. So I'm going to turn it over to my friend to teach us more about this. Jodie Kraemer.
Hey, thanks, Siha. What a nice introduction. Welcome everybody. We're excited to have you here. And yeah, as we go through the information I'm going to share, you're going to get to hear a little bit about my journey, what my inspiration points were with the Kangen water and what kind of brought me to it, and the reasons for investing in a brick and mortar and just sticking with this for 12 years. August was my 12-year official anniversary date for my first Kangen unit. And that is just really exciting. Over the span of time, we've procured more that actually become part of our fleet. So we love to do things like giving back. We have one that's a Good Samaritan unit that is currently out with a little girl. She's about 2, who's undergoing some cancer treatment. So we just love all the folks we get to come into contact with and just the difference it makes for, I always say sharing is caring, and we really do care about other people. And sometimes, like I said, depending on what brought a person to Kangen Water, sometimes it's somebody who cares about you sometimes more than we're like, so not focused on ourselves, right? Because we're just trying to get through life and help other people. So tonight we're going to share with you information about Kangen Water and Enagic. We are going to also share with you some videos. I got my sound turned on, so I think we are good to go. We call this the hydration station. At the bottom here, Jolene Smith. She is my sister. As I mentioned, I do this along with my full-time career, but Jolene does this full-time. So she is like almost 24/7 with helping folks around the world. So she is with us tonight. Ken Greenfield's my other half. I call him the kind of the nerdy water guy out of our bunch, and he helps man stuff in the background and at home so we can keep doing what we do. So for tonight, just a tiny bit of housekeeping. If you want to share where you're from, that'd be great. Jolene will be our co-host tonight. Rita is not with us this evening, but we'll be back next week. Everybody is on mute during the presentation. And if you could just pop your questions in the chat, Jolene will be providing resources, links, things like that. She can answer some of your questions. And for anything that isn't answered or that we want to share with the broader group, or you have another question, we will open the mics at the end for Q&A. So please just sit back, learn, take notes if you're a note taker. I'm a note taker. I like the multiple modalities of learning. And just enjoy your time with us. It'll be short, but it's going to be packed with a lot of information. The last piece of housekeeping is the disclaimer, which is the information that I'm going to provide to you has not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration or the team supporting me. And we are definitely not meant to be a substitute for your doctor, for medical professionals. We're not here to treat, cure, or do any of that. But what we are here to do is to share information from our lived experiences with Kangen Water and provide some scientific, factual information about the Kangen Water and Enagic. So as I mentioned, I have a day gig, which is in IT, information technology. I love the technical world. So I've been in that for quite some time, since 1997. And about 2014 is when I joined the current location I'm at. And I help with health and wellness medical records systems, so information technology software, that kind of stuff. And so in 2012, a couple of years prior to that, I got introduced to Kangen Water. Actually, I'd been verbally introduced in 2011 when my friend was pestering me, but 2012 is when I got serious and started paying attention to her. So I love taking both things, blending what I know and have over my life's journey and sharing information with people. And of course, our leader, Siha Top. I would not be here with the skills and the things that I have learned along the way. We definitely are part of a team that is definitely the top team. We have wonderful example setting for us. We have somebody who's always there, does what he says, and it's just, you couldn't be in a better place to lock arms with folks. So you'll hear more from Siha when I get done. So not sure what brought you here. You know, sometimes it's your health. It could just be, you know, you want to do preventative health things. You know, you're looking at new ways of supporting your life's journey. Maybe you're in a triage moment where you're like, hey, I got something going on. I've heard of this or I've heard of that, and I'm checking out new things, right? Because you always want to look at all angles of stuff to try and find what's best for you. You might just be like, I want to heal the planet. I'm tired of plastics, chemicals, pesticides, or you're just really tired of spending money at the grocery store or having home delivered glug water, right? That besides saving money, it saves time and energy if you can find a better way to accomplish that and then like double your value, right? I'm going to share with you how incorporating Kangen Water will bring you way more than home delivery or any type of bottled water that you could purchase. And lastly, if you're just here to enhance overall wellness, vitality, even spirituality, you are definitely in the right place with us. Because in 2011, when I heard about this from my friend, and I was skeptical, I was being a little negative because I was busy. I was trying to work, I had life, I had other things, family commitments going on. And I just really wasn't stopping to take time. And I actually didn't think she knew what she was talking about, because I'm like, how could not everybody have already heard about this? Like, seriously? So in 2012, she showed back up from Mexico with her unit. And I went and saw something very similar to this. And I did go with a little bit of protest. I mean, I went because I was her friend and I knew she meant well. I have type 2 diabetes, and our mother had passed early in her age, in my opinion. 62 or 63 is too young to be passing. And so my friend really did mean well on what she thought she knew. And so I did go. And I was pleasantly surprised to actually be seriously wrong. And so really my life has been changed by Kangen Water in so many ways beyond just my own health, that it is really, as Siha said, the simplest thing you can do. And we're going to show you how and why that actual statement is true. So I put a little video together because we got a lot we're going to incorporate into our time together. And so I want to play the video. It'll cover a little bit about what we're going to do, and then I will come right back to you.
Imagine your body as a thriving ecosystem where every cell, every tissue, every organ is continually replenished and revitalized. Now picture this, around 60% of this ecosystem is water. Surprising, isn't it? Water, the elixir of life, forms the foundation of our very existence. Enter Kangen Water, a revolutionary concept in health and hydration. More than just a drink, Kangen Water is a lifestyle change, a commitment to a healthier, happier you. Kangen Water, simply put, is ionized alkaline water. But it's much more than that. It's a powerful antioxidant, a cleanser, and a hydrator. It helps to neutralize free radicals, those pesky villains that cause aging and disease. It assists in flushing out toxins from our bodies, leaving us feeling refreshed and rejuvenated. But the benefits don't stop there. Kangen Water, with its alkaline properties, helps balance our body's pH levels. In a world filled with processed foods and stress, where acidity is the norm, Kangen Water provides a much-needed reprieve. It's like giving our bodies a mini detox every day. Keeping hydrated with Kangen Water can also boost our energy levels and enhance our cognitive functions. It's like a fuel that keeps our bodies running smoothly and efficiently. And the best part? Kangen Water is eco-friendly. By reducing our reliance on bottled water, we're not just improving our health, we're also doing our bit for the planet. So, are you ready to embark on a journey towards better health and hydration? Are you prepared to make a change, not just for yourself, but for the environment too? The path to wellness begins with Kangen Water. So you are ready to take the first step? Great, then you are in the right place and time to get started.
Yes, definitely. We are all in the right place at the right time, and the universe, God, whatever it is that you believe in, has amazing ways of aligning us. So as you saw here, we are just water beings. We are so much water. Water is the thing that you really just, everything needs water of some sort. Even my cactus needs some water. So I want to kind of take us back a little tiny few steps before I show you some things, so that we can level set what Kangen Water is and where it comes from. Because when I had first heard about it, I was like, man, is she talking about a whole home device? Like, what is she? I got to put this in my garage. Like, where do I got to go with this thing? And so I was pleasantly surprised to find out that this little gizmo just sits right on top of your counter. It connects to any type of water faucets and sources. And this is called a water ionizer. And this one here is made by Enagic. It is the Mighty K8, or sometimes we call it Kate. And water ionizers by Enagic is the only place you are going to get Kangen Water from. So Kangen Water is produced and comes out of an Enagic water ionizer. And this is important to know because the Enagic water ionizers are actually a medical grade device in Japan. They have all kinds of certifications globally, in Japan. And we're going to talk about some of those, but like, I was so blessed that my friend had found the right one, because this thing is amazing. So this one here has 8 medical grade plates. This is important. Okay, so remember this. It has 230 watts of power that actually powers this thing. And it has, of course, the cute LCD touchscreen like your smartphone. And it produces 7 different pH levels of water. As you can see here on the other side of the slide, we go from 2.5 to 11.5 that this machine will produce with just the touch of a button on one of these little icons. Now, the 7 waters are super important. Like why are those, why are we going to talk about those? Well, they do all kinds of things. Drinking Kangen water for our health and for our advanced hydration and things like that are oftentimes the first reason folks look at Kangen water. But once they start learning about it and we tell them about these other waters, they're like, wow, I really can go chemical free. I don't need window cleaner. I can just use 6.0. I can use 6.0 as beauty water for my face, for my hair, right? 2.5, you can disinfect with it. And it's just water. Okay. And 11.5, you can emulsify stuff with that, which means it'll break down protein bonds. You can use it in your laundry. You can use it to do clean fruits and vegetables. Like the list goes on. And we're going to cover kind of just the tip of the iceberg tonight. But I am super excited that we are just about ready to soft launch an online course where we have put a lot of information together for folks who attend these and want to kind of dig a little deeper. So more to come on that, but we've been working all summer on it, so we're pretty excited. So I said this is a water ionizer, and I told you to pay attention to a couple of the things I talked about, right? Well, the ionizer actually is a process called ionization. And that is what happens inside the water ionizer. Is those are the plates that are in it, which Kate has 8. The SD501 behind me has 7, which the little video is going to talk about. But these are medical grade plates. They are 99.999% pure titanium and platinum. And that 230 watts of power interacts with those. The water goes across the plates through the power source and the power field and the plates, and it actually separates the water molecules, restructures it, and gives it life, in my opinion. It becomes like living water. Really, it is the elixir of life when it can go to work and your body is like, oh my goodness, I can recognize something that is, I'm super looking forward to putting to use compared to maybe the diet sodas that Jodie here was giving herself before. So let's hear, this is really quick. Let's hear a little bit about ionization.
One of the most important things to understand about water ionizers are the plates. Enagic uses solid titanium plates, individually cut to size and then coated in platinum. And the SD501 has 7 of the largest plates in the industry. The plates are important because these plates are then charged with electricity, becoming the engine of the ionizer. When the water passes over the plates, the minerals in the water are separated into 2 streams of water, one alkaline and one acidic. The more plate surface area and the more power you can apply to the plates, the better the separation and the better the quality of the ionized water.
So that's why I said, hey, pay attention here about the plates, because they become really the engine of the ionizer, just as it said. Now, the SD501 behind me is about 8 to 9 years old. I think it's approaching 9. And it is what created the water for us tonight that we're going to share with you, that you get to see. But these are the size of the plates in those. This is what, so just so you know, there's a lot of water ionizers on the market. Enagic is the gold standard. It is the one from Japan. I mean, like they made their ionizer and then they took the time to get all these extra certifications. The International Standards Organization, the ISO 13485, that is the same certification that hospital and some of the medical equipment gets. Okay, that's what this ionizer has. So it is important when you're shopping for anything, right, that you know there's differences in what you get and what you purchase. And so when you have things like this that try to compare themselves to this size of a plate and they're mesh, these over here are mesh and they flex and they, and over time they break down, you can get metal poisoning. It's just a number of different things. So since we're putting this into our body and we're wanting to support long lasting health, because these things last anywhere from 15 to 25 and above, right? Years. If you take care of them, which is super easy because you're going to get all of us that'll show you how. So just to know that this is the reason we locked arms with a company that is so proud of what they have put out and to take it to the top level of the highest quality for medical certifications.
One of them.
So We're going to talk first about the drinking waters because it makes 7, right? So what are the drinking waters? Well, the drinking waters are 8.5 pH. We're going to learn about pH, 9 and 9.5. They're called Kangen water because they come out of a water ionizer made by Enagic, okay? So I keep saying, well, it only comes from an Enagic ionizer, but you just told me there's ionizers all over the place, right? You know, and the deal is, it's the process of ionization creates water that's called electrolyzed reduced water or electrolyzed restructured water. Water, ERW. And what I want you to do is take note of the chat. Jolene is going to be popping in some links of where I want you to go to look up this type of water, to look up the effectiveness of it, the actual scientific articles, peer-reviewed things, stuff that's going to give you meaningful information, because this is a documented process for how this works. Okay. So Google Scholar and PubMed, the official US government website, is what Jolene will be putting in the chat. And actually, I'd asked her for the links for our online course and education materials. And I'm like, oh, she's taking you right to the search place. So this is really cool. But that's where you can go and look up all kinds of studies on these things. Now, when this type of water is made, it gets different properties, different benefits to it. It gets an extreme antioxidant property, so actually helps with fighting pesky free radicals, toxins, with hopefully slows somewhat, right? Anti-aging or reducing oxidation. It's also highly alkaline. These are considered a high alkaline water. It's microclustered because in order to go through the process, it gets changed in size, shape, and structure, hence being called reduced or restructured water, right? Because it's actually molecularly getting changed. And you get active hydrogen as well. Due to the process, there is active hydrogen available. Active hydrogen, look that up as well in Google Scholar or PubMed. So a lot of different research on that and on how hydrogen use in the body can be very beneficial. When you have all 4 of these things, I call it the quadfecta of health. So the first piece to talk about are free radicals and antioxidants, and we're going to talk about those together because they go hand in hand. A free radical is a damaging molecule. It actually reacts with our DNA, and it can cause the cells of your body, which were made up of trillions of cells, okay, and we're made up of over 60% water, that those free radicals can actually damage the cells, they lose their integrity, and some might even die. Now, free radicals happen and the body gets subjected to them through a number of different ways and means, okay? One of the ways is, of course, things that we come into contact with, such as smoking, pollution, too much radiation, different things like that, you know, different type of microwave frequency range, we're constantly bombarded with that. And then in addition, the body does a lot of different processes that actually just create free radicals. And basically what they are, you know, the video called them a pesky villain, which they're kind of pesky, right? We want to help them out so they can get on their way. But basically they're just an unbalanced molecule. They need an extra electron. They need a donor. Antioxidants equal donors to donate an electron to these free radicals. Because if the free radicals they know they're out of balance. So if we don't have a bucket for them to go to, or for the bucket to reach them, they'll snatch these electrons from healthy cells. And if it does that too much and it doesn't go, you know, if it goes uncontrolled too long, then the healthy cells start trying to snatch more electrons from other cells because they're like, now we're out of balance. So like everybody's out of balance. So the best thing you can do is you want to have antioxidants available to the body, and there's multiple ways to get them. So things like berries, blueberries, grapeseed, green tea, vitamins, vitamin C, E, those give you antioxidants. So you take supplements, they give you antioxidants. You eat the foods, they go through a process, they break down, and eventually you get some antioxidants available. Well, these things, as I said, they help out the free radicals, they pair up, they try to prevent and reverse the free radical damage. So the more antioxidants we can have available, and available on demand, like immediately. And that's what you're going to see tonight, is that the Kangen water will actually allow your body to pick up and get antioxidants as soon as you start drinking the water. Okay, so blueberries are awesome. I love them. I eat them like, you know, candy. Handfuls. If you eat a big enough handful, they're all sweet, is what I say. So I do that, but you know, when I eat my blueberries, they got to digest, they got to do a few things. The body uses up some resources to make their benefit and value available to the body. So when you start consuming Kangen water, you just get like a double whammy, triple whammy, whatever, right? Of your electron donor bucket being nice and full. So we're going to show you this with some beverages that I brought with me. Well, it's almost this evening here. If you're catching this on the replay, I brought these beverages with me so that I could actually test some of these. And when we test things, we test them against some sort of metric or measurement or whatnot. So I have a little thing just like this one, a pinpoint meter. It's called an oxidation reduction potential meter, ORP. You'll hear that acronym. And what this thing's going to do is it's going to measure the electrical charge in these beverages that I have with me. Now, when we see what the little meter tells us, we're going to think of like, okay, well, what does that mean to me? If it's a positive number, what does that mean? Well, zero's in the middle, meaning it's just zero, right? Anything above zero is considered positive. It's considered oxidative to the body. A positive charge, oxidative. A negative charge, antioxidant, is going to reduce oxidation, because again, this is just the millivolt charge. So negative represents antioxidants. Positive represents oxidative things. So we want to get as many antioxidants as we can. And you'll see things like green tea, vitamin C, cod liver oil. Our grandma used to make us eat that. It tasted terrible, but as I've grown older and wiser than I was when I was younger, my grandma definitely had it going on way, well, ahead of my time, because I hadn't quite caught up with her wisdom yet. So I'm gonna, if you can, just take a visual of this. The biggest thing is up here, you'll see that says negative 395. The little dash means that it has a negative charge to it. So I'm going to stop sharing so that I can get these beverages that I've talked about up here, and we can go ahead and give them a little test drive with my meter. So I have 7-Up tonight I got with me. I've brought some Propel, kind of one of those athletic type drinks that they sell. And I have Dasani also. So we're going to check those out. We're going to check out Sheridan's water, because we're located here in Sheridan, Oregon. So let's go ahead and get these things cracked open. This is 7-Up. It's representative of all sodas, and we use a clear color because when we get to the pH, I want these all to be able to turn colors with my stuff that I have here. So this is the Propel. I don't know if any of you have drank this or maybe bought it for your kiddos or whatever, for electrolytes and replenishing. Those are the things that it says here. Although it does say it has 0 sugar, which is interesting because it says it's also naturally flavored with, I tried to look up what natural flavors means on ChatGPT, and it just gave me some rando answer. Like there isn't really, you can't really tell. They're not on the ingredient label for what that really means. So it's kind of a black box. This is the Dasani, made by Coca-Cola. And this is representative of most bottled waters. And I don't know if you know, but like the bottled waters are actually governed by the Food and Drug Administration, and they do like self-reporting. Whereas the Sheridan water that I have here tonight is actually governed by the Environmental Protection Agency at the state and federal level. So there's a lot higher regulatory framework on your tap water than there is on the bottled waters. And that's why sometimes we don't even know that bottled waters have an issue here and there until you see it on the TV. Like we had an issue with Fiji here a few months ago in I think it was Washington State, so like the self-reporting, okay, but like it's just a lot looser. Okay. So sometimes we think, well, this is going to be better for us. And that may or may not be the case. Oftentimes these are also bottled just from like a municipal system. They don't all come from a big giant mountain with pristine snow and all of that kind of stuff. They get them from all over the place. So look at the back of them too. Some of them have ingredients like this one does. It has purified water, magnesium sulfate, aka Epsom salt, and potassium chloride, some salt. Like, so they scrub the municipal waters sometimes to death, and then they put things in it to make it taste better, so you'll buy it. So this is the same Sheridan water, ran through the unit right there behind me. So it's 9.5. So we will see which of these up here actually possibly can reduce oxidation. So this is my little meter, just like the one that I said was on the screen. And so again, we're going to want to look for a dash. The dash means a negative charge, negative millivolts. Well, the 7-Up so far looks like it is about a 300. You know, I have no dash, so that's positive, oxidative to the body. The fizzy bubbles might be cool, but it's definitely oxidative. This is the Propel. And let's see what it has. I'd hope maybe it would have antioxidants in it because it's supposed to have electrolytes and a bunch of cool things. No, that's a positive 275. So again, oxidative, increasing the aging and illness and all of that kind of stuff to the body. This is the Dasani. And let's check that one out. Okay, well, that is a positive 300 and something, and it looks like it's climbing to me. And again, there's no dash. The dash should be right there if it had one, okay? And, you know, we do these just to help educate folks because sometimes you don't know. The marketing is so good and there's so many different things on the market. You know, in the bottled water aisle, it's gotten huge, you know? So I kind of get disappointed sometimes with the bottled waters because I'm like, hey, people are spending a lot of money on those things and time and energy thinking they're helping the planet. And quite frankly, these things just really do the opposite. So let's check out the Sheridan water. Okay, that is going to be, I believe that's a 500. Yes, okay. So again, it has the regulatory framework, heavier, more rigorous, right? And so oftentimes the water is more oxidative because they have a big book and a bunch of other literature and resources where they are told what the water has to be, what they can put in it to make it different, how to fit within parameters that they have, right? And if they don't, they get in big trouble because they are mandated to report. It's not just self-reporting when you kind of want to. So this is normal for Sheridan to be about a 500 and something. So this is the same water ran through the Kangen unit. And oh, wow, hey, just like I had hoped, there's the dash that you'll see on there. And it's bouncing around. It is catching those negative charges all over the place. The water is living, moving around. So glass after glass, you're getting the negative charges in here. Oops, sorry for the glare. So out of all of these, the only one with a negative oxidation reduction potential is the Kangen water. And by simply drinking it, the antioxidants are available instantly. So like within 30 to 60 seconds, it's traveling across your blood-brain barrier. It's going all over dimensionally into the body and making it available. And while I was kind of finishing up part of my my project I was telling you about, I was reviewing Dr. Filtzer's video and meeting that we had with him, and just reinforcing again, like you couldn't eat, if you ate as many blueberries as possible in a day, you would not get as many antioxidants out of that as just one glass of Kangen water. And we say fresh is best, and there's a real reason for that, because these properties are the most effective and powerful for the body right out of that machine. Okay, so when you get your machine that's on your counter, we're going to coach you and help you to get the absolute most effective the water and use it in a manner that you're going to see the most benefits that you're trying to achieve. Okay, so super exciting. Kangen water to the rescue, has the negative charge. So we're going to talk about the alkalinity next, because that's the second property. Because when we made this water, it became a high alkalinity. So acidic versus alkaline. You've probably heard the acidic alkaline balance. Different things are acidic, different things are alkaline. Fruits, vegetables, stuff like that tend to be more alkaline. Things like this tend to be more acidic. And I like the visual because it just kind of brings home like, okay, I can kind of check the boxes of things that I might do and things that I don't. But consuming these kind of things too much, too frequent, too often without some type of balancing, okay, will cause inflammation of the body. Basically, inflammation of the body is too much acidity, okay? And that's why when I said people eat things like fruits and vegetables, they're finding more and more that when you eat those, it increases the body's alkalinity and it helps protect things like the kidneys and the heart. Okay, and this is what researchers are finding and suggesting to folks. So we also, in addition to wanting you to look at the Kangen Water and incorporate it into your life, we also want to be a good resource for you on the other holistic things, you know, to round out your picture of how your health is, like how the Kangen Water can fit in and all the other things, because Kangen Water is a complement to supplements, to food, to just everything we do in life. Okay, you get more utilization and better results out of it. Now, the pH scale, because we're talking about alkalinity, this one's a little different. It goes from 0 to 14, as you can see on this screen. 7 is in the middle. 7 is considered what we call neutral. Anything above 7 is considered alkaline. Okay, in our case, good for us, right? And anything below 7 is considered acidic. And there's a little deal here at the very bottom, kind of tiny, but 7.365 pH is the value of our blood. Now, our blood is one of the biggest transport and delivery systems in the body. It does a multitude of dropping off, picking up, helping us breathe, do all these kinds of things. And it has to be at 7.365 to 7.45. That's why our body was born with buffers, okay, alkaline buffers, kind of like we needed the electron donor bucket for the free radicals. Well, we also want to have an alkaline bucket to help the buffers and our body buffer the acidity. Acidity today is very different than it was 50 to 100 years ago. We have a lot more processed foods. We have a lot more things that are causing our body to become in contact with a lot of acidity. And that's why you're seeing more and more kiddos with adult diseases. You're seeing kids on adult formulas for type 2 diabetes, acid reflux, other things like that. Young adults are getting bursitis, arthritis. Itis is inflammation of something. Okay, so if you can simply start consuming your high alkaline Kangen water, you're going to help balance out everything that's practically acid forming. Okay, so this scale, again, the reason I'm going to explain why it's different is because it makes a difference when we're talking about the numbers, right? Because I'm like, the numbers always tell. So this scale is logarithmic, and I kind of relate it to, like, if you can imagine an earthquake scale. A 2.0 earthquake, you're probably not even going to feel it, you know, or maybe very lightly. A 5.5 earthquake or an 8.0 earthquake, like, you're going to hear it, you're going to feel it. I talked to my friend who experienced the 5+ earthquake in Cabo. The house rocked, all kinds of things were going on. It was like, wow. And that's the same difference when we're looking at this pH scale, is that we have 7 right in the middle, considered neutral. But anything below that or above that, the difference in the power is magnified hugely. So when you go from 7 to 2, the difference in the potential of power of that water, be it acidic or alkaline, in this case, it's acidic because it would be a 2, is 100,000 times more acidic than 7. Same with 12. 12 pH is 100,000 times more alkaline. This is how come the 11.5 at 50,000 times more alkaline than 7, I can put a half gallon in my laundry and I don't need any detergent. I can be chemical free. I don't have to worry about itchy skin irritations with laundry detergents, whatever. And this is also why the 2.5 that the machine makes is 50,000 times more acidic. But guess what? It's not acidic like soda pop. It's acidic with just water and the electrical process to change it. So this is why it can kill germs, viruses, E. coli, salmonella, tons of things, okay? So what I'm going to do is I have a little chart we're going to show you. I have some drops that are going to make these things turn the colors of the rainbow. And we're going to see, are these things here good for us or are they not good for us? And I'm looking for my, looking for that to go away. So let me stop sharing. Anyways, okay, so the drops that I said I have. Well, that one's almost empty. I'm going to throw it away. So these are called phenol red, phenol blue. They're pH drops. You can get them anywhere. You can get them on Amazon, a marine store, a fish store, wherever, okay? They're nothing fancy other than phenol red, phenol blue, measure the full spectrum from 0 to 14, and that's what we want to look at. So if you're getting your own drops, make sure they're the right ones. So if you do this yourself, you're going to get the right results. Now I'm going to put a few of these drops in each one of these and let's see what colors they turn. Okay, so we got 8 in each one of them. And you might be like, well, why are you taking the time and concentrating on that? And like I said, I went with a little protest when I saw this the first time. I drugged Ken with me. Matter of fact, I thought, well, if I'm going to be miserable, I'm taking somebody with me. And again, we were both pleasantly surprised, to be wrong. But I was watching everything that person was doing. I was like, how many drops are you putting in there? Like, I was just, how many of you have been sold to and had like thorough buyer's remorse, like maybe even got the buy one, get one free or 2 or 3 more on an infomercial at night, right? So I kind of try to think of that because I know we've been sold to and everybody's skeptical and I get it. So I try my hardest to be consistent. So anyways, the 7-Up looks to me like it is down there with the frowny face and the stop sign, closer to a 2.5 to a 3. Okay, that is super acidic, 50,000 times more acidic than just 7. And our blood is just slightly above 7 at 7.365. Okay, that's why can after can of that stuff is not good for you and or your kids, okay? Or anybody for that matter. This is the Propel. It's also down in the 2.5 to 3. And we find that a lot of the carbonated, beverages and stuff tend to be more acidic. That would include Monster drinks, Red Bulls, things like that. A Gatorade, Powerade, whatever aid, right? They're all acidic. Okay. Now this is the Dasani, and guess what? That's acidic too. Like that is definitely below 7. It's definitely over there by that frowny face. And I don't know. I'm thinking that Dasani's got, at least my bottle I got tonight's got a problem. Like there's no antioxidants, there's no there's no alkalinity. So, okay. Sheridan, of course, is pretty 7 because with all of that rigorous framework and regulatory body, they're like, yeah, we gotta stay in line and make sure we're doing what we're supposed to. We don't want to get in trouble, right? This is the same water from Sheridan, ran through that device behind me. And the nice thing is the nice thing is it does many things, right? It doesn't just do one or the other, but some folks will be like, well, that's just a water filter. And it's like, no, it does have a filter in it. So it does take out the chlorine and some of the fluorination and things like that we don't want in the water. Actual ionization process is what restructures and gives the water this beautiful life and living element to it. So if you've been consuming these kind of things here and you start drinking Kangen water, are you going to be able to balance yourself out? Well, you definitely will. It really doesn't matter where you start at, other than different places we start from may take longer or it might take less time. Okay, but it's okay. Like we go through life, we all make choices, and you know what? You got where you're at now. And so let's just take the first step towards a new direction if that's where you're wanting to go, and will help you get your body balanced out. Okay. And when you get your body balanced out, not if, win, right? You get it balanced out. Just make sure not to put things like this back in, even as a treat, because that quickly, which this was diluted, mind you, with the Kangen water, that quickly it will unbalance that beautiful work you've been doing. Okay. And then of course you can get back on the horse and fix it, but it's just easier not to have to. Okay. So we're going to move these aside because I want to show you the microclustered piece, because I said this is like advanced hydration. Because I think most people know, or they're like, yeah, well, duh, I want to be hydrated. Like, yeah, the body needs to have water. But they don't realize that there's differences, just like everything else we do. There's differences between basic or non-effective, in my opinion, or advanced like this. And they don't realize how easy it is to just swap out what they're doing and get a lot different results. So the microclustering, I've talked about big water and small water, and essentially that is, these are big water molecules and clusters together. It limits absorption by the cells in the body. And the Kangen water is smaller because we've restructured it. We've reduced its size. Okay. And now it becomes little clusters, many times more hydrating than big water. And it's able to penetrate, hydrate, rejuvenate, I like to rhyme, the cells. And the cells, it's so important because, like I said, we're water beings. You can see the different percentages of the body and what it's made up of water. Like the blood is 94% made up of water. Like one would think, I mean, if you wanted to, you know, if you were made up of broccoli and you needed to do something better, you'd probably go get broccoli. Well, we're not made up of broccoli like we are of water, right? So broccoli and foods, they just play an added participant in our journey. But when we're this much water, we need proper hydration so we can get our foundation, and then all the other things we can do will start working more effectively, because all of those things we just saw are actually just made up of trillions and trillions of cells. They're made up of water. They're surrounded by water. Our cells are like these little tiny universes inside the body that have their own little ecosystem of what they need. They know they need to bring things in, take waste out. And by having the right size, shape, and structured water, the water can get in and effectively deliver what it needs to and remove what the cells don't. When you have the quadfecta of health water, we get these that are a happy, healthy looking hydrated blood cell, smooth, buoyant. It's got a negative charge to it. It's repellent. Okay, this one over here, I don't want cells that look like that if I can help it. Like that is oxidized, it's dehydrated, it is jagged, it's going to catch on other ones. And matter of fact, rouleau is an actual term. So when you're on Google Scholar, PubMed, that is where the blood cells will stack up. Okay, we don't want our blood cells to stack up like that. We want them to be free floating, supporting the body, moving around, going about their business, doing what they need to do. And I'm going to show you here with a few simple things how the Kangen water and the big waters differ in what they do. Okay, so what I have in order to show us this is I have some green tea bags. And these are, most of the supplies were from Amazon or another store. You can get it just anywhere. So I'm going to use this tea bag because this tea bag is one of the easiest things I have come up with. And I didn't invent this. The person I saw in the beginning did the same thing. But basically this tea bag is similar to our body in the sense that the tea is plant leaves and plant cells right inside of it. And the little bag, of course, holds those cells and the plant things together to make tea. Well, our body is the same. You know, our body holds all of these water inside us. It holds all of our organs, all of our stuff. It's like a giant Ziploc bag, right? And so this, I want you to pretend like this is your body. Okay. I want to see if I take the Solani and I put it on this, can I hydrate or detox my tea body? And for those of you that are like, well, you need to boil the water, that's why it's not going to work. You know, in most cases, that's why people boil water, is to make it smaller in size, shape, structure. Of course, when you excite the water molecules that far, it gets hot too. So, but I'm going to see, can I get the same effect by not having the water heated? If it's the right size, it should maybe go to work, right? So this is a green tea. Do not expect it to turn dark like my jacket, that wall behind me. So let's put some Kangen Water 9.5 on it, see what happens. And just that quick, it is hydrating that. I didn't dunk it around. I didn't do a whole bunch of anything to it. Okay. Got in, it's going to work. It's bringing stuff into those tea leaves and bringing it out. Okay. Now, if you're skeptical, and which is okay, I saw this and I was like, that is a magic tea bag. You got the tea bag wet finally. And that's why that worked with the Kangen water. So I put some more Sheridan water on it just to prove that, okay, because Sheridan water would be what I'd call big water, right? It hasn't been resized or anything. And again, it's not doing a whole lot. It's not turning very dark. Okay. It doesn't look hydrated to me. And I thought, well, okay, if you're thinking, well, maybe it was just used up. I mean, that's a reasonable thought. But guess what? Again, I haven't dumped this around. Now I am. But just that quickly, it goes to work. Now, when you get your Kangen unit and you start drinking the Kangen water, the other thing that's important to note is make all your things that you would use water for with the Kangen water. Like, so your teas, your coffees, your smoothies, your juicing, like anything you would need water for, you're going to use the Kangen water. Okay. Because we're going to get it from all angles. And if you're cooking, there's many different ways and waters that you can use for cooking different things. So we're going to have you covered around there. So you'll get twice the mileage or better out of your tea. You're going to get better taste and mileage out of your coffee grounds if you're a coffee drinker. So, you know, this really wasn't to show you how to save money on coffee or tea, but it is a bonus that just what happens. So if you've been drinking the big waters and you start consuming Kangen water, can you hydrate yourself? At that, this is one of the most exciting things. First time I saw it, I was so excited. So what's up with that, right? Well, the water was literally too big to get in and make tea. But the tea was there. It had sifted out of the bag. Okay. And when I gave it the right water, it recognized like, oh, I can now come out, I can detox and do what I need to do. So this is how easy when you start drinking it, let alone you're getting the antioxidants, like I said, you're getting the alkalinity. This piece is just driving it to the different locations it needs to go to hydrate you at like optimal results. So I just love that one every time. I know it's real. You're probably like, "Well, you're getting a tea bag out." I'm like, whoops. I'm like, yeah, it works really good. So, next I want to just touch a tiny bit on the special waters, the other ones that I showed you in the beginning, because you're probably like, I want to see those. Come on, there we go. So I went chemical free in my house. I was really just worried about drinking the water. I mean, because I saw my blood sugars go down. I saw my body temperature regulation get better. I was seeing improvements in the amount of insulin I was having to use, just a number of things. So I get my unit and then I'm like, oh, hey, by the way, byproduct, I could go chemical free in my household. So with 11.5, 2.5, and 6.0, we can help you accomplish a whole slew of things. Now, microplastics are a big deal. And so when we're drinking bottled water and other things, and we're also using cleaners and things like that, you know, we kind of want to be mindful of that. And there's some ways that you can at least reduce your exposure to it by not drinking the bottled water, like using those bottles over and over. So what are microplastics? Well, they're just basically DNA size. They're itsy bitsy that get in and invade our body. Okay, there's a lot of articles. Jolene's dropping these as we speak, or already has beat me to it. Potential harm of microplastics to the cardiovascular and brain health. They're finding that this stuff's getting in male reproductive organs, umbilical cords, like you name it, it's all over the place. What I loved is ChatGPT helped me with this to highlight the article and just give me 5 bullet points. That's all I said. And it was like, okay, well, the last one it gave me was this one, mitigation. Reduce plastic use. Okay, that makes total sense. Improve the waste management by doing so, and use antioxidants and omega-3s, okay, to counteract the effects. We just saw how you could get glass after glass of antioxidants going right to work for you. So bonus. Kangen water just checks so many boxes. It's incredible. And they're finding that with these microplastics, I was like, you got to be kidding. But did some research that they're saying we ingest a credits card worth a week and a AA battery in a month. So Kangen Water, again, as I said, it checks so many boxes of things in our life day to day that we do, that these are just some of the ways it helps with the microplastics. So these are also links. If you are on the replay and you, for some reason, can't get to the links, screenshot this. ChatGPT will get you pointed in the right direction so you don't have to try and type all that out. So the 2.5 water is what we call strong acidic because it's acidic. It's 50,000 times more acidic than neutral, which was 7. It kills 99.999% of all bacteria. Its scientific name is called hypochlorous acid. That's what you'll want to look up on your reference links you're getting, because it will tell you that it does kill germs. It kills MRSA, E. coli, salmonella, a number of things. It was awesome during COVID. Hand sanitizer, I sprayed everything with it, like my packages, you name it. If it came to our place during COVID, it was getting sprayed down. You can use it in the bathroom, the kitchen, laundry. It does really brighten whites, even though I could spray it on this and it won't turn it white. It's bizarre, but just great. Oil-based pesticides, herbicides, insecticides, you may have heard of those. They're things that are sprayed on the agriculture industry, on the fruits, vegetables, stuff like that. And it helps to reduce the damage done by pests and insects and whatnot. But as you can see, the person deploying this on the crops behind here is in heavily protected gear. This individual is not dressed for the beach. Okay, so they're finding more and more research over time and more use of this, that there are negative effects of being in contact with these things. So when you buy fruits and vegetables at the store, oftentimes, because these are petroleum based, so they don't wash off with the rain or the irrigation, they are still on your fruits or vegetables when they actually make it all the way to your house. Now, when you get your stuff at home, one of the things you're told is wash your fruits and vegetables before you eat them. Well, this is kind of twofold. Like, one, you want to get the petroleum-based stuff off, which big water, tap water is not going to do. And when you put it under the tap water, if you're in a municipal system where there's chlorine, your produce is going to be instantly infused with chlorine. Okay, so it's not going to take the stuff off, and now you're going to have chlorine in those and you're going to eat them. Okay, so we have many ways to use the 11.5 to help you out with these things. It will remove the oil-based pesticides and herbicides on your fruits and vegetables. It's going to infuse them with antioxidants so that in addition to getting the stuff off, it's going to make them last longer and it's going to make them taste phenomenally better. Okay, you can also, believe it or not, use it on your stove, your oven, as a degreaser and a cleaner. I use it every day. I have a dog with special needs and respiratory issues, so I don't want chemicals. I don't want fumes around her at all. And so I haven't bought 409. I haven't bought Windex, bleach, any of those kind of things, hydrogen peroxide, none of that, since I've gotten my Kangen unit and started using all these special waters. You can use it on your meats, laundry. This is one here that's really cool. Sunburns, bruises, cuts, things like that. We'll show you how fresh 11.5 goes right to work. You can just apply it on your skin. It will help reduce with bruising, swelling, and a number of different things just by using the high antioxidant 11.5 water. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to show you a couple things. And because if I'm telling you about the fruits and vegetables and stuff, and that's what those are, little angel sweet guys from Safeway. And I'm going to put them in some 11.5. Now, 11.5 can be used a variety of ways. You can use it fresh out of the machine. That's my preference for fruits and vegetables and stuff like that, because it infuses the antioxidants, because I said fresh is best. Because all the properties are the highest and most effective out of the unit. So the antioxidants are going to be super high. And I want to put as many of those little guys in here as I can. So we're going to put those there. We're going to put them there and make them even. So I'm going to put the Sheridan tap water on these. And basically we're just going to let them sit here and soak for a little bit. This is the fresh Kangen 11.5 that I got from that unit behind me. I'm going to put that on here. And we're going to let those sit for a little bit. While those are sitting, I want to show you how I clean my stovetop with this. Okay, because I don't have my stove here. Couldn't quite, I probably could have got it in my Honda Element because there's way more room in there than I thought. But that would have took a lot of manpower or woman power or whatever power. And so anyways, I have some sesame oil that's going to help us out instead to show this. And I'm putting a little bit in each cup because I want to see if I can have oil and water mix, right? Because when I'm cleaning, all I'm really doing is I'm breaking down the oils and the different things that are stuck on my stove or my clothes or whatever. And that's what I'm trying to do. So let's take the shared water and we're going to put it in here. And as you can see, it is floating to the top. Okay, so that's kind of what I suspected, because when I took science class in school, I was told water and oil don't mix. You know, you see mud puddles that have the chemicals on them and they're, you know, you see it floating on top. This is the 11.5 for clean. I put it in a spray bottle because like this is probably 2 weeks old or better. And by just putting that in here, you can see that it went right to work. Went in, broke the protein bonds of that sesame oil and made it just like, I call it sesame milk. It's just really wild. And as you can see, this one still floating on the top. Okay. You can use this in like oil and vinaigrette, different type of dressings, you know, for your salads or whatever, because it'll go in and it will break things up and emulsify them. It's pretty cool for cooking. And you can make marinades with it. You can make like your stews and different soups taste phenomenal with, I use fresh, of course, for that. Now, because you're not here with me in person and you don't know what I have in this bottle because you can't smell it or anything other than see it, I'm going to show you that I drank it. Now, I wouldn't drink 409. I wouldn't drink chemicals. And I have things to do. Once again, it's Tuesday. Tuesday's things to do day. And so I'm not going to urgent care anywhere else afterwards. Like this is non-toxic. Enagic does not endorse drinking it or drinking the 2.5. But the reality is it's eco-friendly. It's clean. It's green. You know, if your kiddos or things get into it, you're not going to be calling like poison control. You're going to be actually, you know, like, okay, well, that wasn't the best idea, but you're going to be all right. So this is the Sheridan tap water that I've washed these folks in. And not sure where my other big cups went. So we're using these for my catch cups. This is the 11.5 water. And as you can see, there is a visual difference in the water. Now, sometimes there may or may not be a visual difference, okay? Sometimes it may not be yellow. It might not even turn a color, but you can definitely tell by feeling these. These are very clean. These are still oily, literally. Also, these taste way different. They taste like garden tomatoes versus these are going to taste icky to begin with. And then now they've got chlorine in them on top of it. So like oftentimes if your kids don't like fruits and vegetables, it could just be the stuff on them that they don't like. Like we've seen kiddos start eating stuff that they never would before. And they start drinking water because they're like, this is fluffy water. They love it because when it gets life to it, it's light, it's refreshing, it just goes down, it's just smooth. We have people drink just room temperature water all the time because they're like, I don't need it cold anymore. So all kinds of different things that you'll notice when you start using Kangen water in your life. So I'm going to share a couple more things. Hello, come on. There we go. Okay, so all the things I showed you tonight, you can do with one machine. And all of these things here on this list with one machine. This is an SD501. The only difference is we call it a platinum because it's silver. So if you got a stainless kitchen and you're looking to match, this is an awesome option for you. The one at the bottom was really the one that got me because obviously 12 years later, I'm still sharing it with folks. So this is great. These units are workhorses. They will just make gallon after gallon. You can share it with your friends and family. Let them get their own experience because they've probably been buyer's remorse. They've been sold to, right? And so everybody is, not everybody, but a lot of folks are skeptical. That's natural. So you just give them a little glass. Let them taste and feel the difference. So ask yourself if anything I said was even like slightly remotely possibly true. Like, what could that mean for you and what could that be worth? Right? Now, in addition to thinking my friend didn't know what she was talking about, she told me what she bought and how much she paid. And I was like, you did what? So the price kind of scared me off because I was like, but here's the thing. I didn't know what I didn't know. And I was being stubborn. So she kept, when I got to see, and then I realized, like, for you all that are seeing this here tonight, you're probably like, oh, like, this is a huge investment in me and my family and the difference my life can take of a different trajectory of where I want to go. So I had to get real with myself because we find ways to buy things that we want. You know what I mean? Like, if there's a will, there's usually a way, and we've got a lot of different ways that we can help you get creative to be able to get your unit and invest in yourself. Let alone you're going to get an asset. You're going to kick all this stuff to the curb because it doesn't realize how fast that stuff adds up. These numbers here are just bottled waters. Okay. But you'll see there's other things in here, the cleaners, the hand sanitizer, like the mouthwash, whatever. You don't need all that anymore. So you just save. I had ChatGPT because I liked it because it's kind of unbiased. You know what I mean? So I just was like, how much can a family of 4 save going on the low side? $2,000 a year is what it said with bottled water and the other incidentals that you would come across. You'll have your machine paid for in no time just on this savings. Like, I'm at year 12. It's crazy. So I said we locked arms with Enagic. I was blessed. My friend, Sheila, bless her heart, found the right unit. Okay. In Cabo, Mexico, of all places, is where she found it. And so I want to show you a little bit about Enagic because you get all of us, you get the people who love and care about you or the folks you're following on social media, but you also get Enagic. And that is a huge, huge thing not to be taken lightly. So let's hear about that.
Enagic, a global pioneer of water ionization technology since 1974. Spanning over 5 decades, from humble beginnings in Japan to a global stage, Enagic's unwavering commitment to quality and innovation is evident. We've sold more than 2 million ionizers, transforming countless lives into healthier, happier ones. Enagic's financial stability, being a debt-free company, is not just a testament to our success, but also to our commitment to you and future generations. We're here for the long haul, ensuring the benefits of Kangen Water continue to flow. Each machine is certified to the highest standards, reflecting our commitment to quality and excellence, including International Standards Organization, ISO 13485 certification as a medical grade device. As well, it is approved as a medical device by the Japanese Ministry of Health and Welfare and endorsed by the Japanese Association of Preventive Medicine for Adult Disease. Enagic is the gold standard for water ionizers worldwide. Enagic has offices in 25 countries and 42 locations, making this life-changing water accessible to everyone. Enagic is an original equipment manufacturer, and every machine is assembled by one technician for the utmost quality and controls in our medical-grade factory in Japan. Units have a 25 to 30-year lifespan. Other ionizers claim to be cheaper, better, or whatever, and the whatever is the case. Inferior products, metals and technology made in Korea, China, and many brands made by one company, and Enagic is the only medical-grade ISO 13485 water ionizer. Together with Enagic, we can set a course towards enhanced wellness and sustainability. Thank you for exploring the world of Kangen Water with us. Here's to a healthier, happier, and sustainable world.
Yes, thank you all for being here with us and
Enagic.
going along with my journey of information sharing. So these are the products we talked about. These are the current prices, the K8, Kate, the 501, and the Platinum. Easy ways to get them. So what are next steps? Well, if you're like, you know what, this was great, but it's not now for me, that's totally okay. When it is now for you, we will be here. As I've been here 12 years, and as Dion mentioned, we're not going anywhere. So when you're ready, we're here and got open arms to help. If you are in the next little link that's like, I want my order link. I want to get this thing coming. That's great because you can get it coming. Get back with the person who invited you or shared this replay with you because they're the ones that are going to help you get that. It comes within 7 days or so. It's really fast. We make sure that you know what kind of hookups you got. We kind of get all the things ironed out ahead of time. If you're in the next group that you took notes because you're a note taker and you have some questions and you're like, I'm going to check out these links and everything, that's great. Again, get back with whoever shared this with you or brought you here this evening and, present those to them. And you're more than welcome to come back next week. We'll be here again because we want to get the word out across the globe, one person at a time, that come back and we'll answer your questions. Bring other folks with you. Maybe folks that are like, what are you talking about? Like I was. You can get them there sooner than 8 months, or 6 to 8 months is what it took me. And lastly, but not least, we've saved the best for the last. Matter of fact, we're going to turn this over to Siha because there's a lot of things that come with Enagic, as much or as little as you want to bolt on, and even just a simple, easy way to possibly get a return on investment, like thank you checks. So let me turn it back to Siha. And again, thank you everybody for being here. I really appreciate your time.
Excellent. Excellent as always, Jodie. Thank you so much. Just a whole bunch of amazing information there. Great knowledge there. I can't thank you enough. I want to talk to the folks that are here on the call that are thinking about getting one of these units to change your life. You know, our tagline is change your water, change your life. For those of you that don't have one, um, what's keeping you from, taking the next step to better health? What's keeping you from taking the next step to help out your family? Or, what means the most to you? Does health mean more to you than the wealth, or does the wealth mean more to you than the health? Everybody's different. And I believe that, you know what, it's you're you and I'm me, So we want to work with you no matter which side that you're coming from. Because I know that, those of you on the call have your ideas and your opinion, and those of you that are watching the replay, because you've been referred this replay, have your opinions and ideas. We want to work with you. I believe we know why we got one of these devices, and we want to know why you want to get one of these devices. Tell us why you want to get one of these devices. If you don't already have one, feel free to put that in the chat. If you don't already have one, feel free to, after you've watched this replay, go back to the person who've asked you to join us and tell them why you want one. Because you need to know what your why is, right? To take the next action. Because again, I believe we all know exactly why we got one. And 16 years later, for me, I can truly say I love it just as much, if not more, than when I first got it. Um, is there more people out there like us? Absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt. Is there more people out there just like you who are looking for preventative health care, who are looking to save the money, who are looking to save the environment, who are looking to get better financial health? I believe so. And so the only way that we can help each other is by going out and sharing what we know. What we know is good. And then seeing if we can help them fit it into their life, right? Here's what we know is good. We've spent an hour or so with you, sharing with you what we believe is so good. And we know that you're going to find the same thing that we found as soon as you get one in your household. Um, should people know about what you've learned today? What did you learn today? Did you learn anything today? I'm always learning, and Jodie does a great job at adding new things in each week. She adds a little bit of this fact. She adds a little bit of that science. She adds a little bit of this usage, and we're continuing to grow. So, did you learn anything today? I hope you did. We hope you did, and we hope that this learning never stops. Okay. This is just the beginning. What do you know? What do you know that needs? Who do you know that needs to get this information in their life? Who needs to get this technology in their life? Who do you know? There's got to be somebody that is looking for less pain. There's got to be, that somebody that is living with an illness or disease that this could help. by hydrating and detoxing the cells, the body inside. Who do you know that needs, this information for the financial health? Because there is a financial health side to this, like Jodie was sharing, that we specialize in as well. Not only do we specialize in the physical and mental and spiritual health, but also the financial health, because it's all health, right? Because with more financial health, we believe that there is less stress. If you have cash flow coming in, if you have a means to making money without, relying on a boss or without relying on a job, is it out there? Well, I'm telling you right now, it is truly out there. We have people from all around the world, from all different backgrounds, all different ages, all different skill levels, doing this project with us and thriving. When I say thriving, they are either doing this part-time and bringing a lot of extra cash flow to their family, or they're doing this full-time, like myself, and semi-retired. Semi-retired, I'm saying that because I worked hard, like all of my friends, my teammates around the world. We worked hard to get financial health. And that financial health, I believe, is getting to a level in this project with the Enagic that we start getting residual income, which is, we're teaching others to do what we do. And we're getting residual income because they're out sharing and spreading the good word. And then you get to a certain level in Enagic that gives you a passive income where basically, you can continue to share this and obviously make the commissions that Enagic's going to pay you or these thank you checks, or you don't have to because you've got such a huge organization around the world. Enagic is going to continue to pay you. I, you know, I the president, Mr. Shiro, didn't create this so that we got to this passive income or retirement income or semi-retirement income to quit. But no, he wanted us to have financial health so that we didn't have to have any stresses, so that we can focus on helping more people and more leaders in our organization. I have the most amazing organization, I believe, and the most amazing leaders in the organization. You've seen some of them right here with Jodie and Joleen and Rita, God bless her. She's going through a little bit of taking care of her daughter, going through a little bit of a sore throat, I believe it is. And so we understand family first, but we want to help you get to a situation to where you have financial freedom. It's just as much as health freedom. And I see somebody that just popped up on the camera because he's all about financial freedom. Because I met him. I'm gonna share it. I'm gonna bring on somebody really quick because I just saw him pop up on the camera. I'm gonna say, he's my brother from another mother, Daryl. I don't know if Daryl can hear me or if he can turn on his mic, but Daryl has been with this project with me, I don't know, over a decade, and he's truly living the Enagic dream. He's truly living, the physical health, the mental health, the spiritual health, the financial health. I said that twice because it's that important. It's really that important. Enough so important that it allows him to live his dream of traveling the world and doing missions around the world, and that takes finances. To help other people, not just yourself, not just your family, but people you don't even know around the world, it takes finances. And so I think he stepped outside because I think he knew I was going to call on him. Daryl, brother Daryl, can you unmic yourself and just come in and say hello and give us your words of inspiration? Or if you can't unmic, maybe one of our Jolene is raising her hand saying, "I got you, I got you." So give me a second. She's going to unmute you. You guys got to listen to his story. This is absolutely amazing. Or what? Can you unmute him? Here we go. Daryl, your mic is on. Oh, your mic is off. Your mic is off. Time out, Daryl. Your mic is on. Okay, start over,
There
brother.
you
Your mic is on now. Your mic. Can you hear?
Aloha, guys. How you guys
Aloha,
doing tonight?
aloha.
Isn't it incredible? It's an awesome time right now. It's an awesome time to be part of Enagic for sure. Hey guys, you want? I don't know how to explain this. I'm in an awesome place right now. I'm actually hanging out with my awesome brother Sia. So for sure, definitely not at this second, but we are hanging. So, Hey guys, you guys want to go learn how to help people? For sure, the way to help people is help people you don't know. Like for sure, we just came back from Peru. We just came from Panama. We are in right now Bellingham, but we will be when I leave here in about a week from now. We'll be in Thailand, Malaysia, and Singapore, and not only helping out people in Enagic, but what we are doing out there is actually helping out people in the country. So we are doing mission trips. To give you an idea, what we're doing is for Thailand, for sure, we're giving medical. We're feeding them. We're doing meat, rice, clothing, and and for sure medical. We have a staff going out there. And then for Peru, we're actually helping. We just came back from helping out um, shelters like autism women's shelters. We just we literally cleaned the whole place. We cleaned it and supplied the whole place. They stocked up the whole entire storages and their closets. Brought a whole bunch of stuff there. We helped out some oh, so much things we're doing. We're helping out sober houses, sober men's, recovering men from alcohol. We just brought our giant tent up there because they didn't have tents, so we brought some tents out there. We did. I know we'll hold our last as the best or last, but we definitely helped out some. We did a orphan home that they didn't have tables and chairs, so we just supplied them with tables and chairs for their for so people can sit down on. They've been eating on the floor, so we made it possible they can eat on the tables. What else we did? We did so much, but the awesome one is that we are part of a team, organization that we bought wheelchairs. And so what we did, we send the wheelchairs to Peru, and then we assemble it right there, and then we give it to the kids and the people, and mostly kids was on this journey. And so we did a whole bunch of that, and just donated that to whoever needed it in Peru. And so that's some of the awesome things we're doing. On top of that, we're building, we're volunteering to build an Enagic business for our teams out there. And so I don't know if that helps anybody, but that's what we're doing. You want to help people. We talk about it all the time that we are helping people with water. We are helping people with water, but we're not only helping people with water. We're taking what we got from this business and touching people around the world.
You
So
sure
I hope
are.
that helps you guys.
Oh my God, does not help. Oh, you've helped us and people you don't know, and you're just absolutely phenomenal. The financial health. I'm going to talk about that aspect because we've talked about the last hour on the physical health, the financial health that you have helped your teams. Some of these folks, tell me, what are their backgrounds? Do they have college degrees? Do they have businesses or what? Or are they just like general people? How did you help these just the general public make tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars, added to their income? And I can say that I can say that full transparency and honesty because your team and because of you and your beautiful wife Janice, you guys have won. There's a rank advancement contest around the world. They took first place. Their teams took first place. It pushed
There you
our
go.
teams in the top four. In the
There
top
you
four.
go.
So you know what? A little bit of bragging rights because we worked hard for this. And not only are we working hard for ourselves, but what we're doing to give back to the community and the world. Look at what you've done there, brother.
Totally. Hey guys, when you ask who we helped and what they do, or where they came from, all walks of life. Some people, nothing, no background, no college. Some people, so much background, so much college. I just believe that the one important part of our journey is that we listen to people. We listen to the people who want help and the people that who are willing to reach out and work with each other. And that's definitely where all the background, because there is Chucks, we have people all around the world at the moment, and they're in the highest rank in government, and then there's people who's in power. I'm not saying poverty, but in people who's work day to day, and they're happy. Don't get me wrong, but they're just looking for another way out or another way to live their lives. And so that just covers the people. But remember now, my background. You guys got to remember my background. When I started this journey, I couldn't speak. You guys couldn't understand nothing I said. I couldn't read no three-letter words. My background is just, I wanted just to help my parents and my brother. So that's the difference. I don't know if you judge somebody who wants help, then that's totally you gotta be unconditional. They say the blesses, the blesses is the flexible who can never get bent out of shape. And I tell you what, this business is one of those. My mom called it U-turns, and you just love on people, you help people, you have two eyes and two ears and one mouth, listen, and they'll tell you what they need to go build an incredibly awesome business. We definitely have an awesome team in the journey of what we're doing, in the journey, meaning we're traveling here and there and flying back home. So my stop always is back home. So we go from, like I said, we've been all over so far. We've been in, I think, 13 countries this year, but every place we went, the destination stop is back home to help our teams back home. So we want to make sure that we take care of teams, and it's multi-volunteer. There's you guys gotta love on people. Our teams that our teams that we just created, and the teams that just went over to win um the top four spots. If I'm not mistaken, they're 15 to 20 deep in our organization, and we help with them personally every day. And there's a whole bunch of 6 days in that leg, but we still go down all the way to the bottom and help them. And if they get in, we help them every day, no matter what the consequences. And that's the reason why they're the solid, huge organization. For sure, one of the huge organizations in our, especially in Hawaii, for sure. They're the movers and shakers out of Hawaii. I have several of them in Hawaii, and we're fired up and excited to be part of their families. And we part of their families, and I just believe each and every one of them is my family.
That's awesome. The proof is in your result, and I'm going to say this because you guys don't know Daryl like I know Daryl. From day one, all he wanted to ever do was help his mom and dad and his brother. And to today, it's been 12 years later. He's doing
11,
it never
11.
unconditionally. The word unconditionally, absolutely. Through the ups, the downs, the family. You know how family can get, right? Guess what? This guy is right there. That's why I'm so honored that he's my family. I'm gonna take claim on him because I need that rock too. So, guys, get out there and be a Daryl. Get out there and be a Janice. Get out there and find the Daryl and the Janices in the world, the Jodie and the Joleens and the Ritas in the world, because they're out there and they're looking for you and you're looking for them. So, with that
Right.
said, you guys go. Let's go be legendary. We love you all, and we'll see you next week. Bring your friends and family. Share this replay because what Jodie said is so priceless. What Daryl
She's
said
awesome.
is so priceless. Thank you guys so much. With that, I'll say good night, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Bye, guys.
Aloha.
Bye for now.